Now, if you're not familiar with CSS, CSS is what's responsible for the look and feel of much of our site. The reason these have curved edges and are partially opaque when they're not highlighted has to do with CSS. The position of this logo has to do with CSS. The background of this button is also CSS, and so on. Let's go ahead and open up Firebug so we can see what CSS is associated with which elements on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Firebug icon, and when I do, it opens up this box at the bottom of the browser, right down here. Let me take you on a quick tour of the elements of this box that we're going to be using in this next section. So we can close this at any time by pressing the power button here, or by clicking Firebug here. And we can inspect any element on the page by clicking this link right here and hovering over the item. Notice that there's a blue box around the item. And once we click it, we can see where this item is in the context of the entire HTML on the page. So if you've ever looked at the source code for a page, you've seen that there's HTML elements all the way through. And so what this section here, this main window, is showing right now is a list of all of those elements with the ability to expand and collapse them. So you see here there's a plus sign, and if we click it, it expands the section. And if we contract it, then it closes it out. It's highlighted the item that we just inspected and has collapsed everything around it, so it's easy to see what elements this element is nested in. So for example, if we go up one level, we see that it's div class equals section. Up one more level is div ID equals content. Up one more level is div ID main, and so on, all the way until we get to body and then HTML. And notice that it's easy to scroll through this because we have our current items still highlighted, so it's easy to see where we are. And you might have noticed that as we were hovering over other items in the box, that they were highlighted inside of the main browser screen. We can also inspect an element by right-clicking it and selecting Inspect Element in the context menu. And when you do that, we jump to it in the main window down here, just like we did when we used the Inspect Element button, and it highlights it and allows us to see it in context.